Good morning and welcome to the SHAC. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and welcome. It's a beautiful sunny day here in the southeast of England, and I hope that the sun is shining wherever you are in the world. So do come in. I'm waiting for our friends to join me, and our dear friend Paul is in the room with your good selves. So if you have any questions, then he is the person to ask, and then he'll feed them through to me if you have any questions. So let's just give our friends a few minutes to get here, and then we'll start. Do you know, these glasses are absolutely filthy. I tell you what I'll do. Paul kindly gave me a clear white. So while we're waiting for our friends to come in, I may do this. It's been quite a weekend, I can tell you. And so cleaning glasses was not on my list of things to do. Thank you very much for all your kind messages about Dave, and also about last week's shenanigans with aggressive customers. It's much appreciated. Your support is much appreciated. And thank you for the gifts and the flowers and the chocolates, and not necessary, but very, very appreciated. Yeah, lovely. And as far as sale orders go, the team's ploughing through them, and it will be a little bit longer yet, so be patient. You know, we're having to make to honour the orders, as you know, and so with Dave out of the picture at the moment in Groovy production, that's hampering us a bit, but there we are. I hear that Sharon's back in the building today, so that's good. And Sue is back as well. So, you know, we've just got to support each other. All about a little bit of reciprocity, one of my favourite words. Cool, that's better. A little bit of give and take, you know, trying to help each other. It's always the best way forward, don't you think? So come on in. It's good to have your company. And I haven't prepared anything today, I'm afraid. It's been, like I say, it's been a bit of a weekend, and there was a little bit of a complication, well, a big complication with Dave, and so he's still in hospital, which wasn't what we anticipated, but you know, nothing ever works the way we expect it to, does it? So I'm on call, and we shall more will be revealed. There we are. But we had a terrible weekend. He had a terrible weekend. And so whilst we thought he was coming out on Saturday, that did not happen. And he's still there. So, but he's in the right place. And this morning he said he was, they had it under control. Yeah. So better today. This too shall pass. Yeah. But it was difficult. I tell you what, it was difficult to watch, but it was even more difficult to go through. I'm absolutely certain of that, you know. So there we are. This too shall pass. It'll be all right. He'll be fine. He's a trooper. And I'm sure that Paul and the team can handle the business in our absence. I'm working from home, as you can see, because home is much closer to the hospital than the factory. And so that's it. And yeah, we're just going with it at the moment. He'll be all right. In case you didn't know, he's had a knee surgery. He had a knee surgery last Thursday. And yeah, we all know that knee surgeries are unpleasant. But there was an unexpected complication. And so we're dealing with it. Now, let me see. Lots of love coming in for Dave. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I'm not reading the messages. I'm sure you sympathise. Lots of you have had knee surgeries, so I bet you understand. And then, but they get the pain management under control, I'm sure. Once they get the pain management under control, I'm sure it'll be okay. Yeah, one day at a time. One day at a time. Yeah, and so while we're letting our friends find us, Wasn't that great yesterday? Paul and Louise, they did a cracking job, really good. The sound was a little bit quiet on Louise. I know that, we know that now. We're going to have to, she's going to have to talk a bit louder, and we're going to have to increase the volume on her mic. She's not a shouter, she's not a barker like me, you know. She's very quietly spoken anyway. And you know, we've got to build her confidence, and it is quite daunting, you know. I mean, just to stare at a camera and start chatting, I've been doing it for years, so I'm used to it, and I don't get nervous anymore, you know. And also I think it's, yeah, it's a habit, you know. We got together for years in the SHAC, and it served me so well, personally too, because I got so used to just talking to myself and pretending that you were in the room with me, you know. And once Louise nails that, Paul said to me as well when we were talking yesterday, he said, you know, it takes a long time. We make it look easy, but it isn't that easy. So so she's got the knowledge. She's really got a, you know, a fantastic just knowledge, real grasp of parchment craft, the traditional too. And so it's a lot easier to teach someone how to navigate the cameras than it is to teach them how to do parchment craft. There you go. So that'll be fine. And you know what? The uptake on the 1, 2, 3 courses, brilliant. You know, so grateful. And, you know, I'm so glad that you see the benefits of that. You know, and we've got the whole point of the 1, 2, 3 courses is to be able to get some structure into, they're not so much craft alongs or workshops where you're very project led. They're more techniques oriented, which is why we needed somebody like Louise to come in who knows all the techniques, who's been taught by the best. Do you understand? And so it was really refreshing to see the foundation course being so well received, because I just had this feeling that there are a lot of people that have started out on their groovy journey or their parching journey, and they're kind of missing the foundations, the essentials, you know, and they're not sure what goes first. And you know, you've got a rough idea when somebody's making a card and you craft along, you know, if you go to classes, then that's, of course, that's an advantage. But a lot of people can't get to classes, and that is specifically for those good folks. We had a fantastic uptake from abroad as well, which is another point of the course and this inner circle, this this online course platform that we're developing, you know. We had an amazing uptake. I'm so pleased about it. And I can tell you, I wrote down some names of people that are joining us from abroad, from all over the world. I mean, obviously the majority of the participants are from the UK. But that's one of the biggest advantages, of course, of the internet, is that people from all over the world can also join in. And we'll be sure to make sure you know, if you're coming in for the live session, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, we'll be sure to let you know what time it is in your world that we are going live. And even if it's in Australia and it's the middle of the night for yourselves, then it's not a problem, because there'll be a pre-record and you've got access to that pre-record. There's a lot more on offer than just a craft along or a workshop. You know, there's a lot more going on here. And so I wrote down some of the names because it made me smile, because it really, it underpins what online courses are about. First of all, in the USA, so we've got Mary in Woodvilles in the USA. We've got Humberta, Rhode Island, USA. Then we've got Diane in New South Wales. So this, now we're into Australia, the other side of the world. Diane. Then we've got Lenny in Richmond, Debbie in Castledine or Castledine, That's in Australia. Then we've got in Canada. So then back over to the other side, Christine in Kalmar in Canada, Wendy in Innisfail. Innisfail? I don't know how to pronounce it. Also in Canada. And then we pop across the channel to Deutschland, and we've got Maria Teresa in Dresden. Dresden. See, now I know Dresden. That was in the East Bloc before the wall came down. And we had an auntie who lived in Dresden. And as soon as the wall came down, because I lived in Germany at the time, and it was my mum's auntie, and she was the only surviving relative for mum. And as soon as the wall came down, we went straight to Dresden. And yeah, it's a nice city. I think hopefully it's been resurrected. It was pretty war damaged when I saw it, even all those years after the war. So Maria Teresa is in Dresden, and then we've got Wendy in Aarschot. Got to be careful how you say that, in Germany as well. Wendy Schmetz, fantastic. You know, I like that. You know, I'm being very quiet, lots to do, but my arthritic joints are protesting. Lillian, therein lies the problem with Dave. Exactly that. And, you know, pre-existing problems have really kicked in. So they're trying to get a handle on it. And, you know, a knee surgery, that's a major limb, really, isn't it? It's a major joint. So, yeah, you can understand. Talking to yourself is good. Yeah, I know, Paul. I like talking to myself. Nobody disagrees with me. Right. So, yeah, going back to our friends from all over the world that are joining in the 1, 2, 3 courses, I like that. And also, I've got to turn it around. This whole thing with Dave, it's given us an opportunity to, once he comes home, you know, we'll take it. We'll take it slowly, and we'll stay together. We'll stick close to each other. Obviously, I'm going to stick close to base, and I'm so lucky. You know, it sounds weird, but during lockdown, because we couldn't go anywhere, of course, we built this studio above the garage, and aren't we lucky? And we've got a print room, a lovely printing studio down in the garden. Aren't we lucky? So I can prepare. I've got a pottery studio underneath me here. Aren't I lucky? You know, so I can stay in contact with work. I can do work from home. I can look after Dave. I'm going to use the time. I really want to develop the 1, 2, 3 courses for my kind of art. Like you know, a lot of us are into mixed media and gel press and mono printing, and I really want to get my head around some 1, 2, 3 courses for that. But you know what? There's no rush. The lady from Dresden is coming to the open days, really, and attending the 1-day workshop with me. Wow, that's crazy. Nazovas. And does Maria Teresa speak? Sounds like a nun. Does Maria Teresa speak English? That's a good question. Marion, grüß dich. Schön, dass du da bist. Marion, brilliant. I reached out to Marion. Marion's a friend, also in the SHAC. I reached out to her yesterday because I was beside myself yesterday, to be fair. And in the garden, we've got a, it's called a Strandkorb. It's like a beautiful, I'm not even going to bother telling you. It's like a beautiful deck chair, but it's much more than a deck chair. It's a German thing. And the lid, the cover has it got damaged because of the rain and the storms, and so the Strandkorb underneath has been damaged. And so I reached out to Marion, and I said, "Do me a favor, Marion. You helped me last time. I need a new hull bit. I need a new cover to protect it because I don't want it to be destroyed because of our blinking English weather, you know. Anyway, so Marion, straight on it. You know, she found what I was looking for, you know, and that's what I mean. Friends, you know, you make friends, don't you? Sorry about this. It's a lot. Okay, it's a lot going on, and all I was trying to do was put this bloody Strandkorb in front of the back door so that Dave wouldn't have far to go to sit in it. I thought he'd really like it if the sun was shining. And then I took the lid off and it was like, oh, crikey. You wouldn't want to sit in there. You wouldn't want to sit in there, I tell you. So then I was trying to clean it and I need to speak to Julie about maybe helping me repair the cushions because she's really good at sewing. And I know, you know, because I have neglected it. I didn't take care of it because I was too busy chasing my tail after everything last year. And I should have kept my eye on it, but I didn't. But there you go. It's just something. It's a thing. It's not a person. It's not the end of the world. But it's the little things, isn't it? Don't you find? I find I'm good with crisis. I'm good in I'm pretty good in a crisis, you know. I don't know about yourself, but I'm good in a crisis. When the proverbial hits the fan, I get quite calm almost, yeah, and very practical. And but it's the little things. It's like it's not the pebbles, it's the little grains of sand between your toes. And so that little grain of sand, aka Strandkorb, this deck chair thing in the garden, that was what tipped the scales yesterday for me. It's like, you know, another thing I didn't take care of. But there you go. Yeah. Right. So let's look at, yeah, I know. Paul just sent me a picture of this was look, this was the Strandkorb. When we bought it, we got it from my mum and dad. Look, there's Steve and me lying in it in the van. We got it sent all the way from Germany from my mum and dad. Yeah. And then when dad passed, mum gave it back to me because she said she wouldn't be able to look. But it's a lovely thing. It's a really lovely thing. So yeah, it's a sentimental thing too. Right. Okay. So let's have a look, you know, let's have a look at some artwork. Yeah. Redirect your thinking. It's what you have to do, is redirect your thinking. So we're on letters. Okay, come on. I've got this. Love. So we're on letters. And when we got to L for love, we did this beautiful scripty writing, remember? And what we did was we wrote the word and then we wrapped the twine or the swirls around it. So we ended up with this on tracing paper. Do you remember? But it was in two layers. That was the whole point. It was in 2 layers. And I thought last week, because we were, I don't know, it just occurred to me that we ought to do trust. Well, and so that was where we ended up, was in trust. And so that's where we're going today. And last week, what we did was, just to recap, we took the A because it gave us the height that we want for the letters. Hang on a minute. I can't see a thing here. Just 1 second. Cool, I am a soppy sod, aren't I? Everyone has their limits. Right. So we took the A, and then what we did was we wrote out trust. And then I had my little conniption about aggression and bullying. Well, you know what? To thine own self be true, Gray. So what we've got here is this really nice. It's nice, isn't it? I would like that on a cup, you know. I'd love that on a cup. And then you could write underneath trust, and then force justify. When you call it in graphics force justify, it means you're justifying it to the left and the right, right? So you could, you know, sometimes you have to stretch the letters out. So if you justify it, you can left justify, you can right justify, or you can force justify, which means you're spreading it out, you're forcing it. And you could write, for example, here between these two walls here, you could write the process, couldn't you? You know, wouldn't that look great? Like just all the way along here, the process. And you could do it either in a blocky writing, or you could do it in a beautiful script. See, and this is the thing about, here's another one, look, trust. You could write in a beautiful scripty font, you know, so that you don't even come up for air. Yeah, there's a lot here, you know. But what we were going to do, we could try that as well. Just I like putting my pen down and then keep writing until you get to the end. You know, it's a really lovely, it's arty, isn't it? Right, now let's see. Trust, you could write in there, you could write keep the faith, tiny, and then trust the process. You know, what a really nice message that is, hey? Right, now let's see. So, but then what I did was, and this is where we left it, we took another piece of tracing paper and we overlaid it, and then we turned it round like that, because we felt that I know that it's easier to draw a swirl or a flourish this way than north to south than west to east or east to west. Right, and then all I did was I did take this piece of tracing paper and I just trimmed this much off the top. Okay, look, I just took that much off the top, so that when I put it down on the writing, see, because I've got to take this and then I've got to lay it on the writing, but I need to leave it in place. So you see, I can look. I'm going to go. Where do I want it? I want it balanced. I don't want it. Yeah, see, like that. Just looking at the S, because I already did the S there. That's rather nice, like that. See, because I've taken the top bit off there, it gives me something to secure it. So now it's not moving, see, while I draw. And then the only other thing that I was going to use was a HB pencil and an eraser. There you go. Oh, my sound is going to go any minute now. So while I put some new batteries in my pack, oh yeah, it's going. Give me a second. I didn't do that either. Just bear with me while it goes quiet. Tell you what, why don't you talk among yourselves for a minute while I do this quickly? Okay. I'm gonna go off now. I know, don't tell me I need a rechargeable one. I can't afford it. Right. Am I back? Sound good? Are we back in the building, Paul? Sorry about that. Good job I spotted that. Okie dokie. Right, so we've got our... Oh, where's my recycling bucket? Hang on, I've got it somewhere. I'll put it there for now. Okie dokie. So what we're going to do now... Oh, don't use the biro grey. And I need an eraser pencil or a rubber. Right. And then we're going to... Let's come in a bit closer so you can see what I'm doing, shall we? Right, that's better, isn't it? Okay. So what we've got here is we've got swirls, you see, and then now we need to decide, is this swirl is coming in, see here, for example, is it behind the... So this one here, I'm going to put this behind the R, see? So this one, it comes round like this, and then it stops there, and then it carries on there. But now it comes up in front, and then it goes around the back. And while I'm doing that, I'm kind of doing a bit of ribbon work as well. So it's got a bit of... Yeah, do you see? That's it. I quite like doing things like this. And what I find, and this is, you know, the proof is in the pudding. What I find is, see, I like this one coming in the front as well, with a little bit of a ribbon work. Hey, isn't that pretty? And then this one, this will come in front of this. Right, okay. So when you're doing this, you see, you look at it and you have to decide, right, so this is coming, this is obviously here now, this is, and that's coming. So this one now, this one is independent. This one's gone underneath. So I say that we bring this one in over the top, but then perhaps we tuck it in behind that R. So what that's doing is it's giving us a bit more depth. See, and then all you've got to do is take that out there like that. There. So now you're getting a bit of a better idea. See, and if you wanted to, you could bring this up. Let me just show you. Look, you could bring that up so that it sits in front of the T as well. Might be quite nice, that. Like so. So we're doing these really beautiful teardrops like that. There. Do you see? That looks quite nice, doesn't it? God, can you feel me calming down? Isn't it funny how this works? You know, this should be on the NHS, I'm telling you. We should be prescribing craft on the NHS. And this one as well, I think. I'm going to come up and come in over the... Yeah, let's do this as well. I'm going to bring this in larger. See what I think. I might think that that's a bit too much, or I might think that's absolutely glorious. There you go, see? But it's weird how your head can be in absolute turmoil. I've got to tell you, yesterday morning, I couldn't sleep, and I went downstairs in the garage. It was freezing, and I made... I tell you what, I made 1, 2, 3, 4 large ones and 3 small ones, pencil pots, but hand built, not thrown. And I made 7 of them. Well, rough. By 9 o'clock in the morning, and my hands were like blocks of ice by the time I finished. But I'm making them for the open days, so I thought you said you wanted them, and I thought it's already March. I've got 2 months to sort this out. Yeah, and it was lovely, actually, in downstairs, you know, on my own, and I listened to the end of Gracie's book. So Gracie, daughter, she's an actor, isn't she? Actress, and she's really hitting it now with... I mean, she works with us obviously, but she also she's an Audible books reader for Penguin Random House. She does a lot for them, and she's just hit the #1 bestseller list. So that's big news. And the book is the 2nd book in a series by a lady called Kristen Ciccarelli. and this one's called Rebel Witch. The first one in England was called The Crimson Moth. So you've got to read The Crimson Moth before you read Rebel Witch, but it's a real cliffhanger. And if you like that kind of love, witches, magic, you know, it's really well written. But what's amazing is Grace. I got to say, I know I'm biased because she's my daughter, but her ability to take on all the parts. You can't believe that only one person is reading all the parts. You know, it's quite something. You think there must be at least 8 people. You know, she jumps around, and it's very, very good, very, very good. So I was making these pencil pots for yourselves for the open days, and then I was listening to the end of the book. It only came out on Thursday, yeah, and it's about 13 or 14 hours long. But there you go. That's what I've been doing at night when I couldn't sleep. I've just ordered the first book from the mobile library. Yeah, it's on a waiting list. The Crimson Moth. It's really good. Like, you know, obviously I'm biased, but it is. You know, a reader can make or break a book. A narrator can. I'm reading another one, and the narrator's getting on my nerves, but I have to persevere with it because it's one in a whole series. You know, yeah. Oh, I do like the witchy stuff. You'll love it, Lillian. You'll love it. If you like the witchy stuff, it's so good. I know. Anyway, yeah, so Grace is stoked, you know, because she's getting so many good reviews as well. And a lot of people in the States, because it's been out a little bit longer in the States, people are really giving the narrator the rave reviews. Like, she makes the book, they're saying, which is great, isn't it? Get the repair shop onto it. Oh, you've lost me there. Right, so let's carry on. Let's have a look. What have we got? So we're coming round here now. So we've gone round the back of the U. I like that. I like that we're coming round the front. We're round the back there. We've brought this one to the fore. Now we're a bit busy here. This one's round the back and this one's round the front. What do I think? Do I want to knock this out? We can always come back. Let's have a look. So we know what it looks like there. Let's see what we think if we knock this out here and we pull that to the back. Oh yeah, 100%. Do you agree? So that now is round the back. Oh yeah, 100%. Yep. And then this one comes round and interrupts the front like that. Yeah. It's just getting a bit of balance, isn't it? And you know, at the end of the day, I think this one would come round the front, actually. Let's have a look. We're round the back. We'll come round the front with that one. Yeah, right, bang on. This is lovely. Okay. And then this one, let's see what this looks like if I knock it back. Yep. And then we'll weave this one to the back. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. So what we've got now, we've got 2 layers, haven't we? And we probably just, what we do need is, okay. And then the other thing that we want to do, I think, we've got to do that, but we also want to, do we want to add, do you remember in the love one? Not sure, my head's all over the place. Let's have a look. Where's that love one? No, I had it here. Where have I put that? Bear with me a second. I've got bits of paper everywhere. Oh, I bet they're under here. There they are. See, on the love one, we put we decorated the letters. See, because that looked rather lovely too. But we can do that afterwards. what we need to do now is compress. So in graphics, to compress means we're going to put both of those layers into one layer now. So in order to do that, I've got to put some pencil, graphite or lead on the back in order to reload it. Do you get it? So this piece here, I'm going to add a few more little flourishes and bits though, because I haven't really done anything. Like if you look here, we need a few leaves. Leaves are beautiful. Hearts, leaves and hearts. Okay, should we do some leaves and hearts? Okay. Paul Church. Jane Marbay remembers Grace was little and helping at the Make It shows. Oh yeah. She's been around a long time. All her life. She's such a good kid. I was talking to her last night, of course. And yeah, she tries so hard, you know, to get it right for everyone. Right, so I think what we should do is we could put a little heart in there. Let's just give it a go. And you can always add bits like balance. Do you see what I mean? So if you wanted to, for example, if I show you, so you could put leaves. It doesn't have to be at the junctions or at the ends. So you could put a heart in there, and then, for example, we could put leaves here. Would be rather nice, wouldn't they? So if I put a leaf, I kind of want to go with that sort of leaf. I think it will be rather lovely. Do you see? You've got other choices as well. Look, I'll show you. So you could do leaves like that, right? Which are quite straightforward and go behind each other like that. Or you could put a bit of a bend on them. See, so then if you're not sure, you can put them on this strip and you say, right, I think, or you try another sort of leaf. You could do that kind. That's a little bit more, do you see? Some people like that sort more. So you do a pair of them like that. So now, do you want to put, make them smaller? Maybe you want to make them smaller. So you could do that kind of leaf. And if you wanted to, look, if you wanted to, you could make a little kind of flower, you see? So now you're thinking, okay, so this little piece of tracing paper here would be really useful because we can put all our different ornate, so I can make a heart like that, or I could make a heart like that. You got to choose, so we've got different sorts of hearts. We've got really tall hearts. And if you're drawing it on here, what's good is then you can go back and say, right, where do I want to put my leaves? Do I want to put another thing like that? And then do I want to put a little flower in there maybe? See, that's rather nice, like that, that would look quite good. Maybe I don't want a heart. Maybe I want to put a flower in there instead. In fact, okay? See if that works. And if I'm going to put a flower in there, maybe I want to put it on a piece of scrap first to make sure that it looks right. So what about flowers? We could go, we could make a kind of a cup like that. Let's see, this might be rubbish, but we'll give it a go. If you don't try, you'll never know, will you? See? So you could put that in there like that. Not sure. Not convinced. I think I prefer that one. But that looks quite good, like that. All right, give that a go then. So I'm going to, okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You've got to kind of decide what you're going with, hearts and flowers. Let's make this hole a bit, the gap here a bit bigger. Okay, and then I can put my flower. I think that will look, that looks pretty. Okay, So there's my leaf like that, and there's my other leaf like that, and then my flower is going to be like that. So I'm going to make another pair of leaves almost like so. Then we'll bring the stalk down, and then we'll put 3 little stamen up there with dots on. So that looks pretty cool. I quite like that, don't you? Yeah? I might make those leaves a bit smaller though. They look a little bit bulky for that job. Let's have a look. Yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? So you can go up like that. Let's see if I go. I'm going to make one of those. Yeah. Or actually, do you know that? And that's the thing, right? This is really like that. There you go. I knew there was something missing. We'll make it. Bingo. Like it. When you start experimenting and doing this, the minute you start doing this, and the proof is in the pudding here, right? Your mind completely switches off from where it was because you're really concentrating on what you're doing. I like that. I needed that this morning from a selfish point of view. Thank you for joining me. It's helped a lot. And it's good to be with a group of friends, you know, it really is, because it's quite, I'm not used to being alone in the house. I know a lot of you are. I get that. Sometimes you know, I always say, oh, I like my own company. Well, I like my own company because I know that Dave's going to walk through the door and put the kettle on any minute. There's a big difference between liking my own company and being alone. And maybe, you know, we need to have a thought, spare a thought for that, you know, because that's another reason why these online courses are so good. Because even though you're alone, like now I'm alone, but I'm not alone because I've got all you to keep me company, you see. So if I flip that and I say, right, so you're not alone because you've got all of us to keep you company. Another vitally important aspect of online courses, really, you know. It really is important, isn't it? And I wish, you know what? I wish anything. You know, I think the more we hang out, it's the same as Clarity TV. You know, you're not alone when you're watching that. I mean, sure, we've got to sell stuff to keep the business going, but I think there's a lot more behind Clarity than just selling. I know there is. I know there is. And that's why we'll be okay, you know, because there's a lot more to this than just designing stuff, making stuff, selling stuff, you know. Although I do enjoy that as well. I do. That's the creative, you see, that's the creative part of life, isn't it? Make something today, make something every day. Yeah. So let's have a look. So your job now, right, is to decide. I don't know, I'm not convinced. I might just keep it simple and go with the hearts, you know. You know, when you look at something and you think, yeah, it looks a little bit, I don't know if it works with this, but I'll give it a go. I'll put another flower. I've had one over there. I think I need a flower over here somewhere so that it's there. What about here? Wouldn't that be nice? Right on the end there. I wonder if I make another flower, like a little cup. See if this works. Like that. I'm doing it lightly. And then I'm going to put my other little cup inside there. Like that. Actually, this would be quite nice, you know, because I've had this idea. I thought it'd be really good. See, I might bring that cup, that one down a little bit, you know, because it's got to be right before you transfer it. Otherwise, you've got it, haven't you? That's what you end up with. Just bring it down a little bit. Might look better if it's a little bit more. Yeah, it does. Straight away. See? Looks better inside. Anyway, I think this is a charming idea, to take these and then decide what do you want to put where. A couple of leaves. I think I'm going to put another heart in there. It's easy. Heart there. I'm going to add a few leaves here and there. You know, I think I need. Why do I think I need a leaf there? Just a couple. Hey, just the leaves and maybe a couple of little berries. See, that's easy. Once you do loads of this, you get a feel for it, don't you? Look, see, a couple of nice leaves, a couple of berries. Do you see? That's where we're headed. This is rather nice. Look, just out of nowhere. But we've got quite a lot going on here anyway. The only place I feel that you could do with a little bit of something is here. So you could even, let me just see, if I were to go, so you don't want to go the wrong way because these two go that way. So you could go, what about like that? See, that works. And then you could even, if you wanted to, you could make a swirl like that. That's rather nice, if you like swirls. Doesn't that look good? And then there, we could do another one of those, just so that it's a little bit different. With a couple of dots. I know. Should have been a designer. Right, so then when you've got that, let's say, right, then what we're going to do, that'll do for now. So I want to show you the process. So we'll take this out of the way. And what I'll do is I'll take a piece of copy paper and I'll turn it round. So I've gone from that side. This is the side where the lead is on. See, now to be able to transfer it to this, I need to put lead on the back. So I'm going to turn it round now. And then up here with my HB pencil, I'm going to, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tape it down so that this is the only purpose of this is to put lead on the back. So we'll start at the top and we'll work our way down. Yeah. And you can see when it's blacker. I'm pressing hard for your benefit too. Okay. There. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is use this time with Dave to get my head around these 1, 2, 3 courses, so that I've got I've got 3 prepared. I can bank them, you know, give me a chance to sort of work on the business rather than in the business for a little while. I think it's key, very important. There you go. See, so you can see what I'm doing, can't you? Yeah. And then where there's a gap, clearly that's where a letter is. So keep your eye on the road ahead, like a biker, remember? Like a motorbike. Don't look at the wheel or you start wobbling. So when I'm doing this, I'm looking here. See? I'm looking there. I'm always looking. I'm not looking at the pencil. I'm looking about half an inch ahead of the pencil. And what that does is, it, hang on a minute. I'm just looking for something to lean on. Where are those? Oh, I've got so many of them and then I can't find one. Here it is. Because I'm putting my fist, this bit, look, and I'm getting all black on here. So I'm moving it around. What was I saying? I can't remember. Can't have been that important. There we go. There we are. Yeah, I'm going to work on the business a little bit and I'm going to shut down some windows. I've got too many windows open in my head. You know, after all the shenanigans with Create and Craft and all that last year, you know, we've been in sort of survival mode and I think we're just coming out of that now. I think we're going to get there. And so I need to, I've got too many windows open like a computer in my head, and I get a bit foggy sometimes. I was talking to Deborah Wheeler about it the other night, and we were chatting about it, and I said it's almost akin to burnout, where you can't really, it's a bit foggy, you know? And I know it's gonna be fine. It's nothing other than just, I think, too many windows open in my brain. So I just have to close a few and then reboot. And this is actually the perfect, and I will say it slowly, this is the perfect solution for calming the mind down, isn't it? I just can't tell you how different I feel now than I did when we started this. There. So that's there. It's going to be lovely. See? Have I still got some friends with me? I'm sure I have. Yeah. Oh, that one went a bit off-piste. That'll do. Still good enough. So this week, what we've got going on, Paul and Louise will be in Groovy Tuesday with you tomorrow to keep you company. And I'm sure Paul will tell you about the 1, 2, 3 courses again. Of course, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, you can always go back to the catch-up section of our website, and he pitched it very well. I also did a blog about it. I think I did the blog on Saturday. So you can always, if you prefer to read than listen, then that's another option. So Paul and Louise are doing Groovy Tuesday together, just to get Louise used to being in front of a camera, you know. Takes a bit of getting used to. Ask anybody who's done it. It doesn't happen overnight. And then, so there we go. So that's tomorrow there. So it's all done now on that side. I'll take that off. So then I'm going to take my Trust. This is the one here. And in fact, I think I'll take it out of the book now, out of my tracing pad book, because I don't want to emboss my tracing pad book. If you're wondering what tracing pad we sell, this gold line tracing pad is ideal. It's ideal. You get, I don't know, it might look like this, but you get 50 sheets anyway. 90 GSM. It's good gear. It's really super smooth and lovely. Okay, so now I've got, see, so that's on there, a little bit scrapped. So we'll turn that over. Then we've got that layer, okay, overlays, all about overlays. And then we've got this layer. Now, let me see, that's the side that I put the, let's have a look. And then I'll turn that over. Let me make sure I've got this right. This might take a little while to figure out where that, let's have a look where it was. I wish I'd taken a photo of it. I think it looked like this. Yeah, I remember, because that heart was in there, wasn't it? So now I've just got to, there, see, you just got to keep your eye on a couple of, so that there, that works there, that works. Over that way. Wunderbar. Right, so take a piece of low-tack tape again. And then when you're happy with the position of the overlay, I tell you what, I remember when I did the nursery rhyme alphabet. That's how I learned back in the 90s. I learned how to do overlays with colour and print and writing. It was an exercise. That's it. That's all lovely now, see? And then I'm going to take another pencil because that one's getting a bit blunt. Let me take I'm going to go with a H. An H. It's a little bit harder. H for hard. Maybe not that hard. It's a bit too much. Just bear with me a second while I decide. There you go. H. Simple. Rather than HB. That'll do. So now what I should get, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to transfer this and it will end up on there. So we'll give that a go, shall we? And I'll need my... So all I'm doing now is just transferring this. Let me have a think for a minute. Yeah, okay. You've got sometimes that's the thing about doing live chat rooms like this. It's being able to string a sentence together at the same time as you're doing the job and remembering that you're doing it right, because this does require a little bit of thought. But that's okay because it's perfect distraction. Now let me just see if this is working or if I'm messing it up because my head's all over the place. No, it works exactly, doesn't it? I mean, what you could do, I've had a better idea because we've got lines all over this. I've got another idea. What about this one then? How about this? How about we take this one and we do the whole lot on a third overlay? I bet that makes more sense. Just a minute. How about I take that one? So now I've got that one. And I'll put this one underneath that one. Right? Watch. Let me just try it because I don't think this is stupid. If I put trust there, right? So I've got trust. Now that's stupid. Let me just think for a minute. If I put this on there like that, then that's going to be, yeah, okay. I was right the first time. All you've got to do is, let's just get the two on one layer first. Yeah? Sorry about that, guys. Right, put the two on one layer first. I was just thinking, wouldn't it make sense to put both of them on a completely different layer? But if I did that, yeah, I could. You see what I'm getting at, can't you? But I'd rather do it all in one. So then, see, I was thinking if I put that in there like so, if I pop that in there like that, right, then I could deliver that one first and then do the tea afterwards. So that works as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's just see let's just do it on this layer. And then we can always transfer the whole lot together. You see what I mean? Or you do it in overlays. Either way, they've got to be compressed together at some point, haven't they? So let's just do this. Let's make sure everything's in the right place. Then we'll go back to plan A. That's that one there. That's that. Let's just check it. This comes around here like so. So when I turn this, when I see now, I've just got to make sure it's all in the right place. So it's moved over a bit. I'm sure I can be forgiven for getting this a little bit off. See, that's the trouble. If you move it, let's have a look. That'll work. That's it. Well, it's nearly 11 o'clock anyway, so to be fair, question about what type of pencil I'm using. I'm just using Faber-Castell. So this is an H, just a graphite pencil. HB, any bog standard pencil. Any bog standard pencil will do the job. I just happen to be using a Faber-Castell because that's what I've got in front of me. Right, let's have a go. And then we'll pop these on there. Yeah. And then once we've got both layers, I'm trying to think, my head's gone blank. See, this is what I mean about too many windows open and trying to talk at the same time. But this will work. This will work. Either way, it's as long as it is tall or whatever they say. You can, I'm putting both layers on one on the trust layer, and then I can then I've saved. Yeah, that makes sense too, actually. There we go. Oh, it's a performance. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, so Paul and Louise are in the SHAC tomorrow. And then on Thursday evening, all things being equal, you and I are going to get together in the SHAC at 7 o'clock and have a little colouring session. I think we'll get those that floral alphabet out again, shall we? Should we do that? Provided that Dave's okay, I'll be there. And then on Friday, oh yeah, Japan. That's what I was going to tell you. You know what I'm doing here now, right? Let me just finish this while I'm telling you. Right. So Dave and I, we were going to go to Japan. We've been planning it. And then this knee thing came up, and there is no way that we're going to be able to go to Japan. Certainly not for the foreseeable future. So I said to Paul, right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Since we can't go to Japan, I'm going to bring Japan to us. So the month of, this is quite Japanesey actually. I like that. Yeah. The month of March is going to be Japan month at Clarity, okay? And on Friday, do you remember those really lovely, we made some really beautiful, we designed them together, butterfly, circles, wreaths. So we've made that set into a bijou set. Look, I've got to show you, I know I've got it here because I'm pretty certain I've got the stuff here because, yeah. Because I've got to prepare for the show. You remember when we did these fantastic circle Japanese things? Right? So what we've done is, look, Friday, 7th of March, 2025 at 10 a.m. This is my job. Look. So what we've done is we've made little bijou sets. Check it out. Right, I've got to show you this because these are so good. And I've got this week to prepare. So we took all three of them, and then these are like little overlays. So with the stamp pens, you can see it's numbered. The butterfly is numbered. 3 goes in there. So these are like colouring. It's so cool to use. So that's going to be on Friday morning. I'm going to show you these. I think you will love them. Anyway, and they come with masks as well, which is very useful. A5 Bijou Barbara's SHAC, that's us, Japanese flowers and butterflies. So it's the 3 designs that we did. See, they're quite a bit bigger, quite a bit smaller. The original ones are quite much larger. So I think these will be nice, you know, because we're into the mini makes and that. But the whole month is going to be, we're not going to bombard you with new things, but the whole month is going to be Japanese, beautiful, you know, lovely style, isn't it? I love Japanese. I love Japanese pottery. I love all things Japanese. So that's Friday at 10 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock, Paul because we've got all those beautiful designs in dies as well. And so what we said was, I'll man up the 10 o'clock show here, and then Paul will man up the 2 o'clock show at the factory. That way I get to stay with Dave. Okay, so that's Friday. And then we've got the weekend off, which will be nice. So you can see here what we're doing is I've got both on there now. I'm all right with that. I'm glad I did that. And then I just need to check that I've got all my bits, so to speak. See? And then if this is round the front, then I'll just take that out there. So I just got, now I'm blending both of them. This heart's going to be in the front. You see? So I've just got to check. This is in the front of that. So this is now this is the big transfer job. This is the one that I'm going to then put on the other. See, that goes like that. What do we do on the front of this one? Let's have a look. Oh, I see. Oh, right, I didn't do that. So that comes up like that. That's why it looks a bit weird. I thought I'd lost it there. Yeah. So this comes up and that's in front, like so. And that comes around the back, see? And then here, this comes in here like so. There's your heart. You've got it all there. This one went a little bit off piece because that'll do. Nice, eh? And then this, and we've got to decide, is that around the back or around the front? No, it's around the front. Like that. Yeah, and it worked really nicely, look. So we've transferred, we've got 2 layers now. There we are. We've got 2 layers. We've compressed the artwork, so to speak. There we are. Nice, eh? Art, where would we be without it? So now that's got to be all lovely. And what's happened here? Oh yeah, okay. That's like that in front, and that needs to be taken out there. There. Good job, Barbara. You got there in the end. And I do apologise for my mini breakdown at the beginning. I don't know. Too much going on for this old girl. Right. There we are. That'll do, donkey. And I think I've told you everything I wanted to tell you. Thank you, Paul, for your help. Thank you for keeping me company. And I think I'll just tidy this lot up, and then I'm going to go off to the hospital and see what's occurring. Okay. And other than that, I think, have I forgotten anything, Paul? Let me know. No, I don't think so. Be patient with the sale orders, please. And Paul says everything's covered. So there we are. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for keeping me company and keeping me sane. And I will see you on Thursday evening. Have a great week and enjoy that sunshine, because it is fabulous. It's warm on the skin. Just if you get a chance to just sit out in the sun, just let that vitamin D just soak in. Okay.